And this is the part of the game I feel like is a lot more inspired by actually City of Lost Children.
Children, yeah, right.
That came out around that time, had a big influence on us. I think that's why we have a marching underwater diver too. Like there's a lot of scenes in City of Lost Children where there's a diver just marching on the floor of the ocean. It just seems so dramatic and just made the slow and steady progress, but he was so heavy and thick.
No flying fleas, though.
No flying fleas.
See any hint of that octopus swimming around here?
No, but I can smell him.
See any hint?
No, I can smell him.
God, this is where people nowadays would be like, Tim, the ideas you have here about this conveyor belt where you can switch directions and rip a chain with a scoop, it's really complicated. And we could eliminate a lot of work if we just cut this one puzzle. But this is like, no, we went all the way and we fully implemented exactly what I hoped would happen. The conveyor belt would reverse direction, chain would go up and down, Manny would climb down and against the force of water, bunch up the chain. This is all so complicated. Oh, and you create a little loop. I was like, this all makes sense in my mind, so the player will be able to figure this out. Like the way that you looped it over that boat. I don't even know if that would work. That's like when you whip a hose to like get it uncaught when you're watering the plants in the backyard and your hose gets caught.
Right, yeah. Yeah, do a little whiplash effect, yeah.
Gladys, I'm gonna sneak inside and look for Mytee.
What if that octopus comes back while you're gone?
Poke him in the eye and steal his sub.
Stupid octopus.
Tim had the coolest office.
He did.
It was filled with like tiki lights, and it felt like it was like Christmas land. Not Christmassy, but it gave you that same feeling of decoration and hominess.
Yeah, I was gonna say warmth. Yeah, hominess. There's a couch in there, which was always nice.
Yep, and I think I probably overstayed my welcome in there a few times.
Yeah,
I think we all probably did.
You never knew when you should leave because it was so much fun in there. But then it's like, oh man, he has work to do.
Yeah, it's no wonder he had to work through the night. It's because
we'd bother him all the time.
His office was like going to Disneyland, and you just sit in there and talk on the couch and just want to be a part of this, this creation.
I had some old game consoles in there, and I would go and talk classic games with him because he knew that I was an enthusiast as well. So that was fun.
I think he should have made his office more boring.
He did spend a lot of time in that office.
How's his office now?
I've seen pictures. I think it's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. It's like a grown-up version of that office, maybe. He's still got all his Rubik's Cubes on his desk.
Oh, I forgot about that.
I forgot he was a master of the Rubik's Cube.
He is.
Really?
Yes. Don't challenge him.
Well, I would never.
Are the 3 stripes on the back of Manny's head, is that hair?
No, it's just a lazy design element to match the front of his head.
Oh, and the tops of his hands, remember? There's little stripes
Just
on there,
the
too.
Day of the Dead decorations, right?
Yeah.
I never knew what it was. I just thought it was cool.
It's an Adidas homage.
So people, a lot of people may know this already, but for those that don't, the game is just a big pre-rendered picture. There's no 3D geometry in the game that describes the walls and the doors and the tables and all of the props that are in the game. That's just a picture, a painting that's drawn in the background. So somebody had to go in manually and kind of make what we call walk boxes, but they're in 3D space. They're like a little model that just describes in 3D space where Manny's allowed to walk. And if you turn the background off, they just look like they're floating in space. There's nothing there, and there's boxes for walking, there's boxes for shadows, there's boxes for triggers that trigger like footstep sounds and things like that. But yeah, the image you see on the screen when you're playing the game, there is no real geometry there. So getting the illusion that Manny can walk in between tables and bounce off of walls and things like that is all smoke and mirrors.
Mytee,
Manny, what are you doing here?
I wanted to see how your trip was going, Angel. I am your travel agent, you know. By the way, thanks for that bottle of champagne you sent me. It really hit the spot.
You were headed for a trap. I was trying to warn you. Domino was using me like bait. I didn't want you to end up a prisoner here like me.
Prisoner? Where's your cell? Or are you just sharing a bunk with the warden?
If that's what you think of me, then why did you come here?
Because this is where he belongs. Here, working for me. I knew you'd come around eventually. Right or wrong, Manuel Calavera is always with the winning team, right, Manny? That's why you're here now.
I'm getting off this rock, and I'm taking all of these people with me.
Manny, there's no way off this island. I'm afraid you're stuck here in my little executive training program. See, I need you to take my place here, kid. I've got to get back to the city where the action is.
Sorry, Manny, but I had to come in. My skin was getting all pruny.
Him, I don't need.
I'm gonna grind you to powder for that, cabrón.
Maybe later. But for now, let me just show you your new office.
Careful, BB. The new boss is waking up.
I always thought those guys are so cute. I just had to be mean to them. Like once when my sister got her tonsils taken out, she had big puffy cheeks.
Mm-hmm.
I remember my aunt came to visit, and she goes, "Oh, you look so cute. I just want to be mean to you." And I never really understood it until we had these little baby angels in the game. I just want to just terrorize them so you can get out your scythe and scare them and do all these horrible things.
It's the Mr. Bill and it's the Mr. Hands in all of us.
No drawers. Hola, angelitos.
I'll bite you, I swear to God!
Please don't bite anyone else, Pugsy. That's why they put us in the cage in the first place.
Why do you want to bite me?
You're the mean new boss.
Mr. Hurley said you were meaner than him.
He said you had a bone saw.
My name is Manny Calavera. What's yours?
Mr. Hurley told us about you. You're the one who tricked Meche.
Poor Meche.
I didn't trick anybody.
Mr. Hurley said he was supposed to take care of Meche, but you stole her case from him.
Is that true?
Meche's my friend. You can ask her.
She talked about you before.
Every time she says your name, she looks so sad.
I don't know what you did to her, but you're gonna be sorry.
Look if I can explain this whole thing to you. You see, I had this job, selling travel packages to immigrant souls. If I sold enough of them, I got to leave the land of the dead. Now, I was in a slump, and I really needed a fat commission, so...
You're a bad man.
Go away, bad man!
Yeah, go away!
What are you two doing in this cage?
Making light bulbs.
Look, we're working as hard as we can. Why don't you leave us alone?
Bite me and I'll sue your parents.
Our parents?
Hey, don't cry, children. Please, stop crying. Why am I so bad at this? I'm the one who's gonna take Mytee out of here.
What? You can't do that.
Who's gonna take care of us? We'll be all alone.
Mr. Hurley grew demon ravens with human heads in here.
He said if we ever tried to get away, he'd send the ravens after us.
And let them make nests out of our bones.
Listen, children, I'm here to help.
There's really not much more room in here.
Your hands are too big to make light bulbs.
I'm here to help you get out of this cage.
You can't do that. We have to stay here and take care of Mytee.
She'd be so sad here all alone. Sometimes we hear her crying, you know.
My hands are not too big to make light bulbs.
Then why don't you help?
I'm in the Maritime Union. We can't do factory work.
I don't know what those words mean.
It means he doesn't want to help us because he's mean.
I just don't have any of those little tiny tools, that's all.
Here, take my hammer.
You're two bad little children. I'm glad you're in a cage. Very bad. You know, I really do want to help.
Then why don't you?
My butt's too big to sit on one of those little perches.
I'm gonna tell Mytee you said that word to us.
I told you he was bad.
On second thought, maybe I don't.
We don't want to either, but we don't have a choice.
You children just wait here and be brave little angelitos, okay?
Okay.
This is the tiniest little hammer I've ever seen.
Angelitos is actually the little children in the cage. Comes from a term that it was a popular kind of well, it was traditional in Mexico to take pictures of your children even if they were died very young.
Yes, yes.
Like photography of
It's
little dead
it's a
children
whole
in a coffin.
genre. Yeah, it's
I don't know if that
really-
happened in the States, but it was definitely in Mexico. at the
Mexico,
time.
yeah, I've seen those. I think you showed them to me actually.
And the word they use for children when they're young when they die is angelitos.
Oh yeah.
It's a dark game.
It is dark.
Oh, look, it's my Prince Charming. Are you back here just to insult me some more, or do you just want some ice for your head?
I think we need to talk.
Start talking. You're the salesman.
You have a lot of explaining to do.
Me? About what?
Why are you working for Domino?
I do what he asks only to protect the children.
So why did you run out of my office?
I felt so embarrassed, and you looked so disappointed in me. I couldn't stand it anymore.
Then what were you doing that whole year I was in Rubacava?
I was lost.
What did you...
I don't want to talk about that year, please.
Has Domino hurt you in any way?
Not as much as I've hurt him. Boy, can that guy take a punch.
Why did you take me out with that champagne bottle?
I told you to stop you from falling into Domino's trap. If you had made it on that ship, then you would have ended up...
Here?
Yes.
Why are those children locked up in a cage?
With the wings those angelitos have, they're the only things on this island Domino can't control.
Hey, if they can fly, let's set the kids free to go get help.
They can't fly that far, Manny. But they can fly circles around Domino, and they can bite pretty hard.
Okay, I'll lay off the questions.
Great. Now if we could get you to just lay off the cologne.
Hey, I'm a sailor now. We have to wear this stuff. Come on, we're getting out of here.
Trying to steal my commission from Domino again. Manny, don't you ever give up?
I'm not after any commission. I just want to get us both out of here.
Then why don't you just ask your boss for the day off?
Can't believe you think he's my boss. He's my arch enemy.
I think he's your boss. You think he's my boyfriend. We don't seem to have a good foundation of trust in our relationship, do we?
I have a lot of explaining to do.
Save your breath. Dom's explained it all already.
I'm sorry I implied he was your boyfriend. I do trust you.
Well, I'm not sure I trust you about that, but I'll tell you one thing that would convince me.
Name it.
Give me your gun.
What? What makes you think I have a gun?
You work for the most heavily armed organization in the land of the dead. Don't try to tell me they didn't issue you a gun.
I don't work for the most heavily armed organization anywhere.
You know, you're right. There are those rumors of that Revolutionary Army that's been stockpiling weapons.
Actually, them, I work for.
Manny, why don't you come back when you're willing to deal straight with me, okay?
Hey, about that.
Ready to hand over?
I would.
Right.
They didn't issue me a gun.
What, are you on probation? I'm not buying this, Manuel. Manny, why don't you come back when you're willing to deal straight with me, okay? Ow! Oh, my stockings! They're ruined! And this was my best pair! You try to have one nice thing on this cruel island.
Good enough for me.
What is?
Oh, the speed at which you're working.
That's nice, Manny, but you're not my boss, so really I couldn't care less.
Good. Excellent. Carry on. This is the tiniest little hammer I've ever seen. You know, a little clear nail polish would fix these right up. I'll show him. Freaking hold still. Stupid chisel. Freaking. I'll show him. Stupid chisel.
One of the things with Manny's head and the look at stuff was it really meant that you couldn't put a lot of inventory items very close to each other, or it limited the number of things in a room, because even though you could toggle through and he would look at things kind of in sequence, it could get tricky on if you put like 3 things on a table. Is he looking at thing number 1, thing number 2, or thing number 3? So that was an interesting thing, because Lucas was known for these adventure games were very dense. Yeah, lots of things to click on in the screen, and you really couldn't do that very. But the game doesn't really feel lacking for it.
I feel like that's filled in with dialogue. I mean, ultimately, you'd have those hunt the pixel games. You'd have a million things, and you'd have to have one line for each thing.
Mm-hmm.
And With this one, it's more like there are fewer things, but there's more to say about each one, more context, or, you know, Manny kind of thinking to himself about things. It's a little more ruminating. So I think it adds to the character just in terms of how much you kind of understand Manny or empathize with him.
Aye, order. We're bust, Manny. Lay down. We're bust. Man, if I had only gotten that book back from Terry, I could really... Chapito! Huh? Who?
Oh, you is it? Why, I oughta look at my eyebrows.
Well, you really weren't standing in a very safe place.
Well, neither are you right now, amigo.
Relax. We're busting out of here soon.
We are done traveling together. I work solo, my friend, and I walk alone.
Nice drill.
Drill? This here is a cordless, high-speed reciprocating chisel. And look, it's a bust-all. They usually don't give these to the new guys.
That tool looks a little overpowered for you.
Overpowered? Nothing overpowers Chapito.
If you say so. How'd you get a bust off?
I'm connected, plugged in, and I had booty to trade. Trade's the name of the game out here in the Big Reef.
Booty? Where'd you get booty?
It's all over the ocean floor. Jewelry, precious coins. You people and your fancy boats never know about it, 'cause you just never stop and look.
I want to trade something.
Well, you came to the right place, Sonny. What you be needing?
A drink.
Ha! We're swimming in the biggest drink there is. Drinks aren't a hot commodity down here. Sorry.
A hug?
Nope. That's the one thing I ain't got for you.
A boat.
There you go again with the boats. You know I don't like them. Why do you have to needle me?
Done.
Ooh, that's gonna cost some. What do you got on you?
My turtleneck.
Oh, yeah, that is nice. Acrylic?
No, it's all natural.
Oh, too bad. Natural fibers are so uncomfortable underwater.
I know.
When you got something worth trading, come to old Chapito. He'll do you right.
Chapito!
Huh? What?
Give me some booty and I'll buy our way out of here.
I traded it all for this beauty.
You traded jewelry and precious coins for a power tool?
It's a bust-all. Well, I got a long day.
Please, bust away.
Why, I oughta... Frickin'. Why, I oughta... Hold still. Frickin'. Hold still. Why, I oughta... Ooh, to the moon, he says. Guardian. Frickin'.
Chapito!
Huh? What? Well, I got a...
Please.
Hold. Stupid
Chapito!
Huh? Who? What? Well, I got...
Please.
Stupid chisel. Frickin'.
Yo, Pito! Have you ever seen an authentic little chipper?
A little chipper? No, I haven't. But I'd sure love to give it a test drive. Say, little chipper, you're okay.
No way, I don't want to remind him that I took it.
La-di-da-di-da-da.
Geppetto!
Ah! Quit yelling!
How'd you get a bus stop?
I'm connected, plugged in, and I had some booty to trade. Trade's the name of the game out here in the Big Reef.
Booty?
It's all over the ocean. You people and your fancy boats, 'cause you just never stop.
Give me some booty and I'll buy our way up.
I traded it all.
You traded jewelry and precious...
It's a bus stall.
I want...
Well, what you...
Tower.
Hey, you funny guy. Go ahead.
My friend Gladys to be alive.
What? What happened?
He went over the edge.
Oh, stay away from the edge, I tell you. It's dangerous. I've seen whole ships go over it in my time. Their engines in full reverse, trying to drop anchor. But the current, you can't fight her. So stay back.
How about a pair of nice silk stockings?
Ah, now there's a high-ticket item. I might be able to get you some, but I gotta tell you, you couldn't afford it.
I can't think of anything else.
Think small, like a knife or dirty books.
You got that stuff?
Well, I got a long day of reef wrecking ahead of me, so...
Please, bust it.
Ba-dum-da-dum. La-dee-dee-dee. Gonna...
Hey, Cheppy, check out the hosiery.
Say, these are real silk. Where'd you find them?
I've been wearing them the whole time.
You too? Well then, here's your new best friend.
Ah, my first Sproutella gun. Is it loaded?
No. Hey, bullets are hard to get.
Ah, my first Sproutella gun.
Da-dee-da-da.
I don't know how I'd get down there without this current taking me over the edge.
One thing that was a little weird on animating all this underwater stuff, when you animated a little section like Manny jumping off the conveyor belt or climbing up a chain or getting dragged along by a boat or whatever, you would always try to add that element of the physics of being underwater.
Yeah.
And then seeing the harsh contrast of when you're back in interactive mode and we're still using the same animation of him walking above water. It was hard for an animator to get over that. These little things you can't let go of.
You would have had to do a whole new set of anims. Like,
yes. And that, well, the other thing is, like, that may not have been the thing that would have stopped something like that. It could have even been like, there would be too much code required to switch a system or something. Like, who knows what the reason was.
Uh-oh.
Who's up there?
Gladys! You're okay.
Well, it hurt a little when I hit, but my head cracked open an aft panel here.
I gotta tell you, Carnal, I thought you were dead.
Oh, Manny, I've been having a great time. Listen. I ask you, is there an engine that can resist the love that's in these hands?
Apparently not.